What is going on, FG3000? Back in the place to be, and in today's video, we are back playing The Legend of Gagharv. Absolutely surprising nobody, FG has found himself playing a gacha game that no one else is playing. Why can't I just play Genshin Impact like everybody else do? Why can't I be a Hoyo dude? I don't know. But let me tell you why I've been playing Legend of Gagharv every single day since launch, and it has got to be starting off with the heroes that you can collect. Now, there is something for me about these characters that are just slightly more grounded in reality. You guys know, I love a Goonie waifu as much as the next dude and the next lady, whoever. But there's just something about using these more realistic characters that is just something that's just really endearing for me. Like this guy, for example, perfect example, my boy Log, right? He is a simple woodcutter. He is a 2-star character. How many other gacha games out there are you gonna use a unit like this? This dude literally falls asleep in the battlefield to heal himself, right? There's just something I really like about that, but not to worry. Not to worry, there's a whippy waifu you love to see. But like my boy over here, this pirate who throws booty at people, not booty, but booty. Did that clarify it? I hope it did. And this guy, the resourceful flatterer, this is how I flirt with ladies. This dude right over here that just punches people in the face, right? Just a regular old dude, a 1-star character at that. This is one of those types of gacha games where you can actually use 1-star characters. Look at my boy over here. This dude's 78 years old, shouldn't see a battlefield, but here he is, powered up. I'm actually using this guy. Very cool, but not to worry. Not to worry. I know I was losing some of you guys. Some of you guys are like, FG, really? Not to worry. Not to worry, but let's go ahead and jump on into combat, just in case you guys have not seen this game in a hot minute. We'll go ahead and jump on in. 5, 6, let's go. So when it comes to combat, it's mostly hands-off. Most of the work that you're going to be doing to make sure that your team is set up for success is going to happen outside of combat, outside of these 2 L's over here. Those what FG? Those 2 L's, the tools. So this red one over here is HP. This purple one here, it gives mana to my entire party, and this blue one gives mana to just 1 unit, right? So that's my tools. Other than that, my characters are going to do their basic attacks, their special attacks, their ultimates at will, right? So we'll just sit back, relax, kind of see how this team is going. I do want to make some, oh no, Miles! Miles is my next character that I'm dropping right over here. Not that he's bad, but my team is a little lopsided. I have 2 full supports, 2 quasi supports, an attacker, and a tank. I want to drop one of my quasi supports for a mage, which I don't actually have a mage, and they just released a banner with a hot waifu mage. This entire time I've been talking about how, like, you know, down to earth and wholesome all the characters are. Dude, this waifu ain't no joke. The newest banner waifu is actually pretty good. But we should be good here. All I got to do is beat this stage within 10 more seconds, because if I don't beat it within 10 seconds, I'm going to get a 2-star, 8. Come on, team. This is why I need a little bit more DPS in my life. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Don't do it. Don't do it. There we go. That's a 3-star. So that's basically combat, right? I just love the characters, the sprites, the enemy sprites. There's just something about it, and there's not a lot of other games out there that look quite like this. So if you want to fight things like this, you literally can only play Legend of Gagharv, right? This is like literally the only game where that's actually a thing, right? So let's go back. Let's talk about the actual gameplay mode, shall we? So here are all your different auxiliary gameplay modes. It's very straightforward. First things first, you have your tried and true daily resource grinds. These are going to be your in-game materials to basically awaken or unlock the potential of your characters. This game does have an elemental system, so you see fire, you know, you got blue for water, green for wind, yellow for land, aquamarine, light blue, whatever. I couldn't say blue twice, you know what I'm saying? But all of those very straightforward, and there is sweet functionality you love to see. Same thing applies when it comes to your EXP and your gold grind. Check this out, dude. A Louis Vuitton mimic. You guys know mimics are my favorite fantasy enemy, and to have a Louis Vuitton one to beat gold out of, you love to see. Deep sea mimic, I didn't know that was the name of it. There's like no water in that stage. And then you have your EXP stage here, where you basically just get jumped by a bunch of enemies. And look at the enemy types. Like, there are so many gacha games out there that really kind of, they're very kind of lazy when it comes to enemy types. You know, there's a lot of gacha games out there where you only fight enemies that are just other heroes, or they just have a very limited selection of enemies. There are a lot of enemy types in this game, dude, and I like that. It feels more like your standard RPG, right? The Infinite Abyss is my favorite gameplay mode. I'm actually going to save this for last because it's going to take the most explaining. PvP, very straightforward. Find someone that you can beat up on. I think I can beat up on you. You don't even have to load into the game. The game will give you your results. Come on, baby, you love to see. That guy right there, I'll show you about him a little bit later. He's actually a really good unit. But very straightforward, right? Beat up on people, climb the ladder, get rewards. This is very straightforward. You also have the threat of Gagharv. You can see here. Oh, dude, I fell. I was way higher than this, dude. This is why I started recording. Oh, man, everybody woke up and started posting scores. But this is a server-wide boss, right? Everyone fights this boss, does as much damage as they possibly can, and then at the end of the week, at the end of the season, it's a weekly season, you get rewards. Very straightforward here. Very nice. Once again, I need to have that mage. If I can get a mage, I feel like I can do a way more damage to this boss and kind of go up the ranks there. But we're going to go ahead and just exit out of that bad boy. See ya later. Don't look at that S. You guys seen it. Hold on. Don't believe that. Believe that score right over there. Triple S plus. You love that. In addition to the threat of Gagharv, which is like a server-wide boss, you have your individual bosses here as well. So this is a boss that's just tied to you. As you beat this boss, you go to the next stage, the next stage, the next stage. More and more rewards. And once again, sweep functionality is in full effect. 2 different bosses here. 2 different types of approaches, if you will. And then next you have the Temporal Rift. This is going to be your Labyrinth style gameplay mode. You beat a stage, you get a buff. You beat a stage, you beat a stage, you get a buff. You haven't got that far, FG. Yeah, man, I got a little ways to go. But the interesting thing about this gameplay mode, let me bring my... Oh, I don't need 2 tanks, dude. I need to have... Let's bring Miles here. The cool thing about this gameplay mode, however, though, is that since it resets on the week, let's say on Monday you attempt this Labyrinth mode and it's just way too hard for you, you can do it again like on Saturday, which is today, after you built a bit more power and try to beat the stage that way, which I think I'll be able to do. And again, you can always abuse your tools here, so I don't want my boy Avin to die. Give him a health pot right over there. That looks good. Good heals. Once again, I'm over supporting. Like, I'm really, really over supporting here. I got busts, I got heals, I got attack boost, crit boost, stuns, shields. I got all kinds of stuff here, which I felt like I kind of needed because these HP bars, dude, they swing very wildly. But that should be good. My boy Goose cooking up a meal. Big old boomerang, ricocheting. You'll love to see. Avin is so good. One of the rare games where the main character is actually really, really useful for a very long period of time. I'll save those results. And then here is the buff, right? So now I can look. I'm not going to do this on camera because I got to read. Every time I try to do something on camera, dude, I do something dumb. But you get your buff and you keep on going, right? Very straightforward. You've done Labyrinth style gameplay modes before. Now, my favorite gameplay mode in the game is literally the Infinite Abyss, which is basically an endless tower mode, which is like the most generic gameplay mode you ever done seen, right? However, I just love the fact that this game really encourages you to build so many different teams, right? So you have the generic tower, right? Just climb as far as you can with any team you want. Then you have the specific ones here, right? And you can see here, I have multiple different teams that I use to climb these towers, right? So that's a big part of why I like this game, is because you don't just use the golden characters, the legendary characters. These blue characters and these purple characters absolutely come in use, and it's just fun to use. So many different types of characters, so many different types of like diversity. Like this dude right over here, Conrad, a 2-star. So many people use this character. If you do decide to play this game, level up Conrad. Why didn't you, FG? Now, don't worry about what I be doing, right? Don't be like me, be better than me. You know what I'm saying? But this guy is really good. If you start the game and you want to have a character that's going to stand the test of time that you can use for a long period of time, this is the guy, right? He's a purple, he's a 2-star. You're going to get plenty of dupes of him. He can summon his own elemental earth spirit tank with him. Plus he's a tank. This is a really good character, right? So that's one real big part about this game, is that the fact that you will be using your blue characters, your purple characters, and you will use your legendaries. But the reason why I have so many legendaries here that are level 1 is because the materials that are required to power these characters up are more rare. The blue and the purple characters have slightly less rare materials, so it's easier to power these characters up through the ranks, right? So don't sleep on the purple and the blue characters. Are actually very, very useful. So back over here to the main lobby screen, the end, there's also an event going on at the moment. Very straightforward when it comes to events, right? You have, these are your recharge tickets in order to unlock the stages to do battle. I beat all the normal stages, but they just unlocked the challenge stages. So I'll just go ahead and fight one of these challenge stages. I don't think you can use battle tools here. Like this is no, you can. I lied. I lied, but don't worry about that. So we'll set up our team, and I'll show you the team setup here as well. There's just so many different things that are going on in the setup of your squad. So don't think that just because you're not doing a lot in combat, you're not doing a lot outside of combat, getting things prepared, right? Now this system right here, unlike a lot of other idle games out there, and you've seen games like this before, right? If you play an idle game and you bring a bunch of characters from the same faction, you get bonuses. Kind of the same concept, but it's a little bit more fluid here. You can be a little bit more creative with your buffs, because you can see here, I have two characters that fit in here. So I've unlocked 12% crit. I've also unlocked 3% attack speed, or 8% attack speed at level 3. Same thing with physical resistance, mana recovery. So you can kind of play around with these buffs to kind of create the team that you want as well. So let's see how hard this event challenge mode is. Oh, dude, come on, bro. Once again, I've been playing the game since day one. So my team's gonna be a little bit more overpowered, but you guys have seen, you know, events before, beat up on the stages, get the currency, use the currency to buy things out of the shop. You love to see. Very, very, look at it. Penguins, there's squids, because this game actually has multiple ocean biomes where you actually use your ship to kind of traverse around the world as well. So it feels like the best combination of a traditional JRPG and a gacha game for me personally. Just enough JRPG-ness, just enough gacha-ness to make me happy, right? So that's very straightforward. Defeat these little challenge stages, keep going, get rewards, you'll love to see. There's also an event story here as well, which I haven't done, and I'm not gonna do one video because ain't nobody trying to see me do an entire story. And then like I mentioned before, here's your event store. This is gonna be one of those types of gacha games where you can reasonably clear out all the good stuff out of the shop with very little issue, right? So you can most likely clear out that entire shop, not to worry. Okay, so let us go ahead and do a nice little summon session here, shall we? So brand new banner just hit. I have so many support units, but I like this guy, Altos. This guy literally breaks bread. Hey, Altos makes bread for 8 seconds and he heals his ally. Also attack power, you love that. Melody of memory, he plays his violin, increasing attack speed. And his passive is freshly baked bread. Increase the defense of allies and their maximum health. And then he also has, basically every character has their own origin weapon, which gives them even more bonuses, right? So he also, if you equip him with his unique weapon, he's gonna increase the allies' accuracy and reduces damage that he takes. Very, very cool. But we're not going for him. We're going for Stella. Once again, I have no mages on my team that are actually powered up in any real way. So I'm going to go deep with Stella, the Desert Panther. She has this nice little AoE bomb that does 450% of attack power divided by enemies in range. Deals magic damage, also stuns, and most importantly, reduces mana gained by the target, which is nice. That just prevents your enemies from doing their special skills as much as possible. Passive, she increases her attack power, and then her origin weapon increases her magic damage dealt by 50% and her crit by 15%. Say no more! And I've been saving a lot of currency. We'll go ahead and let that full summon animation play out, just in case you guys haven't seen it, but we are gonna do rapid fire as much as we can because I also wanna show you guys the brand new gameplay mode that just came out. So we'll just go ahead and go rapid fire as much as pos. And you saw that guy Conrad. Conrad is just a really good unit, man. I wish I would have used him, but it's too late now. Oh, here we go. Can we just get one copy? Everyone has a secret or two, right? Ah, come on. Well, that's cool. I do use my Whippy waifu. She is quite the unit. I like her quite a bit. Big old AoE, bleed damage, which is really, really good to kind of avoid, you know, the physical resistance of some of these enemies because sometimes they can become quite the tank. So having someone that can kind of bleed is actually a pretty big deal. Oh, come on, dude. I've been saving all this currency forever. The Prophecy of the Moonlight Witch. Is that her? Some things shine brighter in the dark like stars. There she goes. I'm gonna go way more deep for this character. I'm not gonna do it on video, that's kind of boring. But we are gonna get at least one copy so I can kind of show you what she's all about when it comes to leveling up. Yeah, you can spend 40 bucks, but I ain't gonna do it. As you guys can see, my first purchase benefit is still there. Free to play, by the way. So let's go to our new girl over here, Stella. Dude, I like her. So first things first, when it comes to leveling up your character, very straightforward. You have EXP currency, gold currency. You level that up, very nice. Now, the reason why I was talking earlier about using blue and purple units is because of this little limitation right here. Primal Ether. This is very rare to find, right? You can see I only got 2. Usually if there's an event, they give you like 1 or 2 at the maximum. So you can't level up every single legendary character that you have because this is going to be your limiting factor. Blue and purple units, they don't have to worry about these, so you can level them up a lot easier and break through them a lot easier because of that, right? So again, I'll level you up, evolve. Oh, I can't do it now. So I have to find a way to find another one of these so I can continue leveling her up. Once again, your blue characters, your purple characters are going to have a slightly less rare currency in order to do that, right? So that's your level, very straightforward. You can also rank up your abilities using in-game currency, in-game materials. So we're going to do that as well. You can equip her with, I guess you can say this is a Memoria, a Craft Essence, an EX move, a Light Cone, if you will, but not really. I'm not going to go through all the explanation of it. It's close, right? It's close. So I'm gonna go ahead and equip you with the Quick Raven. This is gonna give you accuracy, evasion, increase attack, defense, boosty-oosty. You love that. So that gives her that as well. Gear-wise, I'm gonna go ahead and hit auto-equip. The cool thing, once again, about this game is that you don't have to level up the gear sometimes. Exceptions to the rule. Once again, we're not gonna make this video super long, but you don't have to equip, you don't have to enhance every piece of gear, because check this out. You enhance the slot itself. So all of your characters, your blue, your purple, your legendaries, they're all gonna benefit from your enhancements no matter what gear is equipped on them, because you enhance the slot, not the actual individual piece of gear. So for all intents and purposes, this character is almost ready to go. You also have to do the potential. We talked about this before. Go ahead and level up her potential using in-game materials. Oh, come on. The next one I have to be level 60, no big deal. The game is also gonna give you currency for doing so. So this character, for all intents and purposes, is ready to go into your teams if level 55, is appropriate. She also has a costume. Doesn't she have a costume? Hey, that's pretty cool. I'm getting sidetracked. Hold on. Now, the next thing that you want to do, now, in my opinion, the very best thing you want to do is kind of fully transcend it, fully duped out the unit before you start using your currency on origin weapons. But for the sake of the YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So let's find her origin weapon. It's right over here, Stella. So you're going to use that same current. Oh, come on, dude. Making me look like a buffoon. There we go. There you go. So that's that. You can basically tell the game, hey, give me enhanced odds to get this origin weapon over all others, right? So I try to fully dupe out the character if I can, or get to as close as possible. Come on. As close as possible as fully dupe. And then I like to get the origin weapons because they really transform the character, dude. They're like a totally different character if you have the origin weapon. Like really, really good. Man, dude, no, I was hoping I was gonna get lucky. I don't want to use all my currency on origin weapons. Come on, dude. At least one copy. Off banner! Whose weapon is this? I don't even know. Bro, I ain't doing this no more. Just know, dupe out first, origin weapon second, or kind of like in the middle of that if you choose to. That's my advice right there. So that's that, right? That's the game. Like I said, I'm having a good time playing this bad boy. I'm gonna see something real quick. She's not gonna be ready for prime time for sure. Look how far she is down here. Ooh. But we'll go ahead and throw her in the lineup. Look at her throwing little potion balls. I like that. I like that. Very, very cool. I wonder if let's see what her ultimate looks like. Some characters have like a cut-in ultimate where it's just their face. Some characters have a full-blown like animation as well. So we'll see where Stella fits. Oh, look at her! Hey, dude, I like that. Hold on, Avon. Don't die. Let's go ahead and give Stella some more mana so we can see her ultimate one more time. She does like a lower crop towards the screen and throws a bunch of balls at people. You love that. Not to worry, I do have one res. There goes the res. Let's go team-wide mana. So some of these extreme, so you're looking at my squad, you're like, FG, dude, I'm on extreme difficulty, all right? This is extreme. I think we're good though. So my boy Avon, he does so much damage, right? He gets so much, I love that ultimate, by the way. He does so much damage. You can see how far ahead he is when it comes to damage dealt. Because I have 4 copies of his origin weapon, so he is really overpowered. And he gets the attention and he dies. So that's gonna ruin my 2-star, unfortunately. Everyone has to live. Come on, dude. She can res again, but the cooldown is not gonna, it's not gonna be it. Unfortunately. And I'm not gonna do the time. Oh, I did. I got the time, but I didn't get the no units die thing. So that's a 2-star. Embarrassing. But hey, there's our new girl. So that's that. That's the game. In my opinion, once again, this is a nice blend between JRPG and gacha games, right? If you want to play this game way more like a JRPG, there are tons of little quests that have you going around the world, all types of rewards and materials. Even when you're out of stamina, there is a ton to do in this game if you choose to. If you don't want to, you want to skip all the story, you absolutely can. When it comes to story, there's a ton. You can see here, easy, normal, hard, and extreme. You're really trying to sell this game, FG? They can't even get that right. Maybe they wanted to spell extreme this way. You don't know. Extreme. But multiple different difficulties, tons of chapters, tons of story. So if that's your jam, you can. If not, you can skip it. Up to you. So let's take a look at the very new gameplay mode. I have not even played this yet. Illusion of Mirror. It just came out. This is a multi-team kind of system here. So you set up 2 different teams. You can see I have my team 1, team 2, and you can also set up a special buff as well. So right now, my team 1, I'm gonna have the mana required for the allies' main skills gonna be reduced by 30. And then team 2, the attack, power, defense, and stamina of your protagonist, those are your main story characters, and your 1- and 2-star heroes are increased by 200%. This basically says, this ties into everything I've been saying in this video. The game is really trying to encourage people to say, hey, Legendary characters are cool, but there are so many other cool characters out there that are 1 and 2 star. Don't ignore them as well. So once again, I am, ooh, hold on. So once again, I'm very overpowered for the first couple of floors, but we should be good, right? Very, very nice. Beat up on the floor, and I guess get rewards. Let's see. Once again, it's my very first time doing this, right? So that's that. I beat that. Okay, I gotcha. This is like a Hoyo thing, right? So get your stars, move on to the next one. Get your stars, move on to the next one. And then you get rewards based on your stars, which is going to be in-game currency. Does this reset or anything like that? 10 days. 10 days. Or is there another? Oh, there's Abyss of Mirrors. Okay. So gotcha. This, once again, reminds me of kind of like a Hoyo thing, right? And you have to do a formation every single time. Every single time. I wonder why they do that, because I'm gonna basically do the same formation. I'm not super creative on that one. I'll just do that. Second team. Once again, I'm just throwing them out for the sake of the YouTube. And oh, hold on. And you guys want a buff? We can do it too. What a cool buff. Just really encourages people to, once again, just try other characters, man. You can already see I'm only on level 2 and the DPS is slowing down. Like stage 1, we just ripped through them in a split second. Took a little longer, but not a big deal. Oh, we lost 2 people too. Oh, dude, this is actually this might be like in-game stuff here. And same thing here. Beat up on heroes. So one team fights monsters, it looks like, and one team fights like actual humans. Gotcha. Once again, very Hoyo-verse-ish, if you will. But yeah, man, that's Legend of Gagharv. I'm enjoying the game. I'm probably gonna be playing this game for the foreseeable future. Once again, why do I always kind of gravitate and be enamored with games of this tier? I don't know why, dude. I just want to. When is there going to be a day that I like the most popular gacha game this side of the Mississippi? I'd love to see it. Okay. Like I mentioned, the video is absolutely done. But I mentioned earlier that there were like little water stages. Look at this, dude. Going around my little ship. When's the last time you've been able to do this in a gacha game? Never.